I'm Jessi Allender, registered dietitian and professional chef, and mom, home during the COVID-19 lockdown. It is May 12th today at our amazing school, Akiva Schechter Jewish Day School. Go Akiva! We had color wars from wearing the blue shirt for my son's Blue Room team. I was wearing red earlier. Red Power Ranger. There we go. There's our Akiva shirt. They did the online Zoom class. Here, 1, 2, and there we go. We can see it.
Red rules.
Red rules. Yay, Akiva. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on here for 3 minutes. I've got a client in 10 minutes, but I was cooking this dish, and this is what's going to be for my dinner, and I just wanted to go over some of the principles. I am making what I'm going to call a shish kebab pot roast. So what I have here is a package of beef stew meat. This is the best knife for this job. I'm just going to open this up. It's kosher meat, which is lovely. It's already cut in nice little pieces. I have some olive oil in my pan. My kitchen's a mess. I haven't had a chance to clean up yet. I mean, look at that. These dishes, I swear, I washed those dishes 5 times yesterday, and they all got dirty again, and they are now on punishment. Oh my goodness. Anyway, here we go. So I'm calling this a shish kebab, or a shish kebab or a gyro pot roast, because I'm going to cook it like a pot roast. This is stew meat. Is the only thing I know about it. I assume it's either neck or forearm meat from the cow. These are pretty bite-sized chunks. I think I'm just going to leave them alone because I think they're a good shape and size. That one's a little bit huge. So I could cut it a little bit, but I don't think it needs a lot of cutting. But what it does need is a lot of slow heat. So I'm going to sear it in a pan in olive oil. I'm going to put in onions, and I got some fingerlings potatoes in the CSA that I got. So I believe they're organic. I don't know for certain. Some of this meat has a lot of connective tissue, and it's kind of tough, and that's why I'm going to sear it, and then I'm going to cook it in the oven at 300 for about 3 hours. I might actually turn it down to 250, nice low heat. And all the onions that are going to be in there are going to put in some nice moisture. And then I'm going to season it the way gyro is seasoned. And the basic combination for gyro seasoning is oregano and mint and some garlic. I'm going to use powdered garlic because it's going to cook for so long that I think that'll be right. I just want to make sure that all the pieces in here are bite size so that when we go to eat it, it's easy for the kids to manage. And there's going to be some shrinkage when it gets in the oven. This meat is from Trader Joe's. I love that they have kosher meat. It makes life a little bit easier, especially now that we have a Trader Joe's around the corner. No, I'm not gloating. I'm just so happy. It opened in October here in Hyde Park in Chicago, and it's the bomb. And they are doing a great job with their social distancing plan. I was in there. I got the chance to actually go to the store by my own very self, which was super. Thank you so much to my friends that made that possible. And I was really impressed.
And they have baby carts.
And they have baby carts. Right, we love the tiny little carts. So there, I think that's good enough. My oil's a little bit too hot, so I'm going to turn my heat down even lower. And I'm going to go ahead and season this meat. I'm going to put in some salt. And I'm going to use some black pepper. I'm using my clean knife hand and my wrist. There we go. Some white pepper. I'm going to go ahead and season this. This is hyssop. You can't smell it, but you can look at it. There we go. It's great soaked in olive oil and with bread dipped in it. I don't dip in bread. Then I've got oregano. I'm running out of oregano, so I need to remember that for my shopping list. There's oregano. I'll probably buy some fresh. And then I've got some mint. Dried mint. You can certainly use fresh. Fresh herbs work well in this, though they don't roast well. Here we go. I'm putting in some mint. And yes, I'm putting my fresh herbs right into the meat to cook for a long time. And then I will also freshen it up on top. If I had fresh herbs, I would put dried herbs in at this stage, and then I would put the fresh herbs on top to garnish it when it's all done. So I'm just going to mix all my seasoning in, and then there's plenty of room in this giant pan so that each piece of meat will get seared. So I'm just going to get that in there and let it sear. That one's big, that's all right. I want at least one big piece in there. Like I said, this, you know, a shish kebab usually you do on the grill and you do it rare or medium rare. But this, since it's a stew meat, needs that long cooking to get the all of the connective tissues broken down. So you want to do the low heat, and that's why an oven at 300, after I sear it with everything in it, there'll be moisture from the onions, and everything will get cooked. That's a big piece too, but that's all right, and be lovely. And then I'll serve it with a tahini sauce, just tahini and water and lemon, and I'll make that later, and I'll put that up on here so you can see that. There, all the meat's in the pan. I'm going to turn the heat back up. I'm going to wash my hands. Whoops, that needs to go in the laundry. Oh, what a mess. Is your house a mess? Is it hard to keep up with the cleaning? Even though we're all home all the time, it's still like, you know, there's so many new chores. Oh, did you make a new painting?
No, it's a tablet.
Did you make a tablet? You want to come show everybody? Yeah, come show them. There, right
This is my tablet.
Did you make that with your dot paints?
Yeah.
Did you make a mess?
No.
Good. Thank you. All right, so my meat is searing. My heat's up a little bit, and my oil, my oven's not completely level, so my oil's all at one side. So I'm going to tilt my oil down. There we go. My cast iron skillet here can go directly into the oven the way it is, so that works. That's the oregano is empty. That's the black pepper. I'm not going to put the garlic in until after I put in the potatoes and onions, so that it's ready. Get another knife out, cut my onions up, get those in there. Come on, onions. Here we go. Top and bottom, through the middle, then peel. That's my method. That loud noise you hear is my heating system turning on because it's 49 degrees out or 53, I don't know, but that's my regular noise when the heat comes on. Here, take a look at it. There it is in my ceiling. Yay! What fun to live in a basement. I love it. It's a great location. Here we go. Still have 5 minutes before my client is expecting me. Y'all are watching this. Yes, I'm going to make it there on time. So all I've got to do is sit down at my computer and turn on my Doxy Me. There's one. There's two.
And I need to make it on time because I
Careful
have
eat.
to see. I have to see to win Color War.
Go red! Go red! We are definitely on the red team today by making red meat, right? All right. So my meat's in square shapes, so I'm going to make my onions in square shapes. That makes sense, right? Where can you see it? Here, let me tilt down again. Here we go. Tilt down again. All right. One. I'm gonna stir that meat first before I put my onions in. Okay, there's the onions. Meat has seared on one side, so I'm going to give it a flip. Come on. Nobody's behaving for me. There we go. There we go. Come on, behave. There we go. Okay, so my meat's basically flipped over. It's going to sear on the other side. Woo, that's hot. I'm going to get my onions in on top. Onions in. I'm going to add my dry garlic powder. On top of that, I'm going to throw something down violently behind my spice rack. A whole bunch of garlic. Yay. Oh, my kitchen's a mess today. You're seeing another side of Jessi. Hi. And then my potatoes. These are like these beautiful little fingerling potatoes. I'm going to just give these a quick rinse. They're pretty clean, but let's give them a rinse. And then what I like to do with a dish like this is make everything cut about the same size. So I want the potato chunks to be about the same size. Now the potatoes cooked in here, that's why I'm calling it a pot roast. It's shish kebab flavor, but pot roast in texture because it's going to be well done and stew cooked. I'm not adding much more moisture beyond the onions. But because it's a low temperature, some of the moisture is going to come out of the meat. I'm going to give that a stir and get it in the oven. And then the last thing I have some cilantro that I trimmed for tacos the other night, and I'm gonna go ahead and add that now, and then I have more cilantro to add. Cilantro is different from mint, but it's another bright flavor, and I think it'll complement this. And I want these greens to cook in, and then I'll add more fresh, along with some fresh green onions after it's had a chance to braise in my moderate or low oven, which I actually just turned down to 275. So that's going to go in now. And it's going to cook for about, it's 3 o'clock. It's going to cook until 5:30. I have it down at 275, so that meat is just gonna like melt away. I'm gonna check it every 30 minutes and add a little water should it need it. Sometimes I would add acid to a dish like this, but that acid I would add would be lemon juice to again get to that shish kebab flavor. Of course my nose is running away, but I'm done cooking, so there we go. So that lemon flavor is going to make it nice and bright. It's a tough cut of meat, so I like to long, slow cook it. I am doing more of a dry cook than a braise, which is going to impart all that flavor. It's going to be great protein. It's got the onions and the potatoes in there, so this is, again, a rich dish. So there's not too much extra fat, only the olive oil. I'm going to serve this with the tahini sauce, which is rich, which will be tahini and lemon juice. And then sliced cucumbers, sliced green onions. The kids will have some challah, because we have leftover challah from Friday. So otherwise I would make pita bread or buy some pita bread to go with it. Or serve it alongside rice. It could be there too. It would also be beautiful with sliced tomatoes, anything like that. Good nutrition comes from tasty, hearty food, healthy food that people like to eat. And then having a nice balance of components in terms of what else is available on the plate. So I hoped you enjoyed this. I'm at my 15-minute mark. I have 1 minute to get to my client. Thank you so much, and thank you to all the first frontline workers who are out there making the world work for us. Thank you, and have a blessed day.